Evan's Journey to Life. Why is life not honored on Earth? Day 84. To read this post, it must be understood that we're walking this process and blog, Heaven's Journey to Life, multidimensionally, which means each post covers one dimension, but is interconnected into and as multidimensions in our process of walking the point in question of who I am and how this I created and manifested this entire physical existence. Thus suggested to read this blog from day one, as many of the points in previous dimensions, days, and posts are always brought through into the next day's dimensions and posts, as all the dimensions interconnect as the multidimensionality we've created and manifested as our separation as energy and consciousness, from and of life and equality and oneness. Thus, if one is faced with this post and have not yet read this blog from day one, suggest that self first start from day one, as otherwise one will have no context of many dimensions that is walked in this post that has been dealt with in detail in previous posts. Please note, we will be continuing with the process of the origins of males and females in Adam and Eve within posts to continue once we have completed walking the framework of character and personality creations in the mind that will be referred to when and as we continue with walking the process of the origins of males and females, Adam and Eve. However, the thread and dimensions of the chicken or the egg and how the fruit of life became rotten still applies within this process of character creation and seeing, realizing, and understanding how we simultaneously created and manifested our within and without as internal and external realities, as the chicken and the egg, and within this, how we as the tree of humanity and life have produced the rotten fruit of ourselves and generations of children to come in our accepted and allowed relationship of separation of and as the mind and the physical. In this post, we're going to continue with outlining the blueprint and framework, and within that, the mechanics and processes of our relationship to ourselves as memory and characters within that. Now we'll continue and move deeper into how exactly within and as our minds, we create characters from and of memories and past of present moments to create and construct our future as characters from memories of and as the past, recreating and manifesting ourselves in and as the past from memories into characters that we'd come to physically live out and embody, all the while missing the here of breath as the physical, walking, moving, and living in equality and oneness with the physical, while we're possessed in the physical mind eyes, walking in quantum time of present to past to future within and between the eye blinks, missing life as we're preoccupied with creating and constructing illusion. Within this, having a look at how our primary relationship to ourselves within ourselves and our external world, reality, and environment within and as reaction, where that moment of reaction manifests as a spark that set off an energy surge and charge within ourselves that we use to activate and initiate memories and the process of creation of illusion as characters from memory through and as energy. Creating illusion through and from energy, believing energy to be life. And yes, it's the life of the mind and illusion as energy, but not in fact life, as the reality of the physical body and physical existence of and as here, as equality and oneness. Thus, in this, let us first start with having a look at our relationship to energy, in why and how we have come to believe that energy itself is life, creating ourselves into characters of energy in separation from the physical and physical existence, where in this separation we have manifested the existential consequences we face in this physical existence today within the mind's relationship to the physical body, heaven's relationship to this physical existence, and the world system of money's relationship to humanity in this physical existence as a whole. And having a look at why we created illusion throughout time instead of living here in equality and oneness with ourselves and all, which would have turned out to be an entirely different existence and experience than what we have done and become today and throughout time. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to, from the beginning to now, in equality and oneness with and as life, energy, and substance, the mind and the physical, seen, realized, and understood how, with reincarnating into this physical existence as a being with an interdimensional dimensional mind, merging with and as the physical body in the womb of the female, within and during the inception and conception process, as my beingness merged with the mind, and from my beingness mind merging into and as and with the physical body, together with my parents' minds. That because we've, from the beginning of our birth into this physical existence, emerged within our primary relationship to and as the interdimensional dimensional mind of and as energy, with our primary existence manifested as our beingness, relationship, and merging with and as energy, we have in this accepted and allowed relationship believed that we experience in our being, in and our beingness relationship to energy and mind, to be who we are. When what we are in fact experiencing as energy in our relationship as our beingness is our very separation from ourselves and all, and that we're not in fact experiencing ourselves here, but the experience of separation and illusion as energy consumes substance to survive and exist. With the more energy that manifests, the more we separate ourselves from ourselves and so from all. And so we come into and are birthed into this physical existence within and as this primary relationship and starting point of and as our beingness relationship and merging with the energy and mind. And because we have accepted and allowed that merging in relationship, it accordingly becomes who we are. And so believe that who we are is energy and what we experience as energy only, when in fact it manifests complete separation to ourselves and all as ourselves within existence. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand how this separation from and of me within and between energy and substance manifested equal to and one with the extent to which the heaven existence was separated from and of this physical existence. That because we believed we are energy in our relationship to our beingness as to energy and mind, to substance and physicality, we still on this earth believe that heaven is what is real, and this physical existence is illusion, when it's in fact in reverse. Because heaven existed of and as energy only, our beingness is and always has been of substance, and so the physical body and this physical existence is of substance, and thus our beingness is equal to and one with physicality and this physical existence as substance manifest, where even in heaven, the beings were separated from their beingness and substance, as all in heaven was aligned with interdimensional and dimensional minds, equal to and one with humans on earth to ensure the separation from our beingness, the physical, and so this physical existence is and has been aligned with an interdimensional dimensional mind. That we have in the here and the hereafter given power and creation to illusion as the mind and energy within and heaven and energy without, when heaven, as with the mind, could and can only exist within energy's relationship to substance. Because energy consumes substance to transform into energy for its own survival and existence, and so this deliberate separation of our beingness into the mind and energy, the heaven existence from the physical existence, is and has only been to keep the illusion alive, while in the process compromising what is real as the physical body and this physical existence. This relationship between the mind and the physical and heaven and this physical existence, and how the mind's existence is and has always been dependent on the physical, heaven's existence is and always has been dependent on this physical existence, and how heaven controlled the physical as the mind controlled the physical body, where we individually and humanity and this earth had become slaves to the mind in heaven, is walked in detail within the Soul of Money and Journeys into the Afterlife interview series. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand that even in heaven's relationship to the physical existence, the mind's relationship to the physical body, it is always and always has been heaven that has thrived, and the mind itself that has thrived, or our physical bodies and this physical existence is compromised, ruined, and destroyed for the illusion as energy, mind, and heaven to exist and survive. It should have been questioned within existence, why and how heaven and the physical existence and the mind and the physical cannot exist in equality and oneness here, because this relationship between heaven and the physical existence and the mind and the physical body is only benefiting the illusion as the mind in heaven, while the physical and the physical existence pays the price and is compromised entirely and completely. Same then with the world system of money's relationship to this physical existence. Why have we never throughout existence questioned why the world system of money from the beginning was not designed and manifested within equality and oneness with the physical existence and humanity? Because in this current relationship of the world system to this physical existence and humanity, Only the world system of money and energy is benefiting, while everything and everyone else that is physical and real is compromised. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand inequality and oneness within as energy and substance, the mind and the physical, from the beginning to now. Why and how I never existentially questioned this relationship between the mind and the physical, heaven and this physical existence, and the world system of money to this physical existence, in considering an actual, visible, substantial, equal, and one solution. As I had within myself accepted and allowed this relationship between illusion and reality, in believing that the separation of myself as energy to beingness, the mind and the physical, is who I am and all that I am. And because I accepted and allowed it within myself, I accepted and allowed it within and as everything and everyone else, and so accepted and allowed it within what I would create and manifest from and of me in my image and likeness, as the separation between energy and substance, illusion and reality, that evolved into and as the consequential relationships between the mind and the physical body, heaven and this physical existence, and the world system of money to humanity in this physical existence. And so, with and as this accepted and allowed relationship of me, of who I am, from the beginning to now in energy's relationship to substance, now the mind's relationship to the physical, I internally and externally created, manifested, and constructed myself from and of this relationship between energy and substance that would become the creation, manifestation, and construction of myself as characters from memories through and as energy that I would give life to in my mind's relationship to the physical as energy consumed physicality for its own survival and existence. And because my very starting point existence of me is separation and energy's relationship to substance, I would accordingly, whatever I create and manifest in the within and without of myself, create and manifest me in and as manifestations and representations of separation, as what manifest in the creation of characters. Where, for example, the moment I react to my external environment, in and as friction and conflict within myself, I create an energy spark and surge within myself as energy, consume physicality to evolve and manifest itself from where, thus, that energy I create exists from and of my beingness and physical relationship to energy. And thus, in that moment, separate a part of me as beingness, the physical, into and as an energy experience, where that energy experience will meet with the present moment memory manifestation that would come from my physical mind eyes. And the moment the present moment memory merge with the energy experience will charge the present moment memory manifestation, giving life to and the memory. And the moment I connect that memory to the energy experience, I so created me within myself into a separate point in experience. I so took a moment and present moment of this physical existence and separated me from and of actual physical reality into and as a present moment and memory manifestation, where I thus use my beingness and separate my beingness into and as an energy experience, and in this process create separation as me from actual real physical reality and my beingness to create illusion within myself that would become a character only in my mind, separating my beingness and this physical existence into individual pieces as I become a manifested separation machine within my relationship as energy to substance, the mind and the physical, taking from my beingness in this physical existence, taking it apart piece by piece, to piece myself together as illusion within myself, as characters and energy of mind. We'll in the next post continue with this process of creation of illusion and separation, how we within our mind-physical relationship created ourselves into characters as illusions as our utmost and absolute separation from ourselves, our beingness, and so this physical existence. How we've taken the whole as our beingness and this physical existence, created separation as energy experiences from our beingness and memories of actual physical reality to construct ourselves into characters in our mind. And within this, how we have, with creating ourselves into illusion and separation, we have equally as one manifested our external reality and existence in and as illusion and separation, in our acceptance and allowance of and as our relationship and separation between energy and substance. And within this clarifying and specifying more in detail why and how ourselves as energy and characters of the mind is illusion and substance and physical is what is and always has been real. I commit myself to show how we have in the here and hereafter as the physical existence and the heaven existence accepted and allowed our beingness and substance existence, our physical and substance existence, to be separated into and as a relationship with and as energy, where within the heaven existence, as on this earth existence, we have as beings with our beingness and physicals of and as substance, separated ourselves into and as dimensional minds that's evolved from our beginnings as manifested singularities in energy's relationship to substance, where we separated ourselves from ourselves as substance and our beingness, separated ourselves from ourselves as the physical and this physical existence, and within that, separated ourselves from energy itself and the mind itself as our awareness separated from our beingness and substance, the physical and physical existence of and as substance into and as energy and mind. And so in that separation from our awareness of our beingness and substance and physical existence of substance into and as energy and mind, we've accepted and allowed energy itself, the mind itself, to only have authority, dominion, power, and control over and of ourselves within and without, as reflected in the world system of money, with separating ourselves from ourselves, each other, and this physical existence. And in this separated our awareness and directive principle from coexistence and co-creation to an externalized system, giving it the awareness, directive principle, power, and authority over and of us to control, direct ourselves, humanity, and this physical existence as a whole. Where the world system of money developed a consciousness in itself that had taken over existence in humanity, as the mind and energy developed a consciousness in itself that had taken control of our beingness and physical body, as the heaven existence in itself developed a consciousness and awareness in itself that had taken control of this physical existence as a whole. All of this as the manifested consequence of accepting and allowing the separation of ourselves and our awareness of our beingness and substance into and as energy, and from and of energy into and as consciousness, the absolute manifestation of separation from and of our equality and oneness here. In this, I commit myself to show why and how we've never in fact stood up for and as change questioned this relationship and these relationships between the mind and the physical body, heaven and this physical existence, and the world system of money to humanity in this physical existence, where in these relationships, what has only always benefited was the evolution of the mind, heaven, and the world system, and what has experienced the consequences is and always has been the physical. As we had each individually and together within ourselves, in the here and hereafter, accepted and allowed a relationship of separation between energy and substance, and in this separation, moved our awareness and attention more to energy as being life, when energy can only exist in its relationship to substance and our beingness and physicality. And thus, in this relationship between energy and substance, it is in fact energy that is inferior to the superiority of substance. And so in this awareness and separation of superiority and inferiority, we have from the beginning to now accepted and allowed the consequential relationships between the mind and the physical, heaven and this physical existence, and the world system of money to humanity and the physical existence, with making energy more and superior and substance and physicality in ourselves, our beingness, the physical body and this physical existence less. Not seeing, realizing, and understanding that we are substance and energy. So whatever we do in this relationship in the within and without ourselves, equally as one, affect and influence ourselves, and so everything and everyone as ourselves existing as energy and substance. And so I commit myself to show how and why we've all individually and together been equally as one responsible for this relationship of separation between energy and substance as the mind and the physical, that everything we've done and become, we've always only done and become ourselves, and so all as ourselves within existence. And as long as we accept and allow this relationship of separation between energy and substance, the mind and the physical, the world system of money to humanity in this physical existence, and making energy and money more than physicality and physical existence in humanity, nothing will and can change within existence, because we're individually and together within the very living ourselves in and as this relationship, keeping the functioning of this existence as is, and the consequences that goes with it. I commit myself to show how we have become manifested and existent separation machines, taking from the substance of our beingness and physicality within and the physical reality without, transforming our substance into individualized separate energy experiences that consumes substance for its own existence and survival, and transforming the physical reality into individualized present moment memories within ourselves, where from the present moment memory and energy experience that we created as a point of manifested separation, we create ourselves into characters in the mind, claiming who we are to be this present moment memory and the energy experience within that, when it is, in fact, illusion. Because what is real as our beingness and physical body in this physical existence is taken apart into and as pieces within ourselves. And so, in comparison of our characters in the mind to our beingness, the physical body and this physical existence, we are in fact illusions that can only exist from and of our deliberate separation from what is real, here as our beingness, the physical body, and this physical existence as a whole.